Here are 5 tips to avoid being banned while betting on sports. Welcome to Juice Bets. My name is Trevor, and today we're going to talk about an issue that plagues most of us here, and that is being limited or being banned on sportsbooks while plus EV betting, arbitrage betting, any type of profitable process that you use, sportsbooks will usually try to stop you because, they're in the business of making money and so are we, but they kind of do have all the power. They can limit you, they can ban you. So we want to look at 5 ways. I got 5 tips here to try to reduce the number of times that you are banned or limited, or at least put in these processes into your daily betting. So hopefully it reduces the chance that you can be limited. Okay, so let's get into it. So in general, sportsbooks are going to group your betting account into specific groups. There's about 4 different groups, and based on your betting history and the way that you place bets, how frequently, at what times, what odds, all of that, they basically will group your betting account into a specific group. So there's 4 groups. The first one are the casual bettors. These are the sportsbooks favorites, obviously, because these bettors are losing in the long term, probably losing in the short term. And these are bettors who are just taking, money line plays or even totals or, maybe a few player props. But in general, they're not sharp bettors at all. They are just here to place a bet on a game while they're watching it. And again, this is the sportsbook's favorite group. They will not be limiting them. They usually don't even watch over them. So keep that in mind. Casual betting is the first group. The second group is where the sportsbooks are watching over your account. This is usually for new users or users who have shown some behavior that potentially could be an issue for the sportsbooks. Haven't been limited yet, haven't been banned, but they are being watched over. The third is obviously being limited. So this is an account where they've placed a max bet limit on specific markets or even all markets. I've been limited on numerous sportsbooks where basically they limit me to, $50 bets, sometimes $5 bets. And then there are some sportsbooks, that is the 4th category where you're banned, where they basically either email you and say, you need to take all of your money off our platform, we can't accept your bets anymore, or they limit ban you, meaning they basically limit you to $1 a bet, and it's not even worth the time going on there anymore. So those are the 4 groups: casual, being watched over, limited, and banned. Okay, so keep that in mind for the next tips. So the first strategy, and you probably would even guess that this would be the first strategy, is that you want to try to look like a casual bettor, right? You want to be grouped into that first group by the sportsbook so they don't watch you anymore. They're not suspicious of you. They just leave you alone and you can be on your way. So a few ways to do this is, number 1, when you first start out your account, bet on like 50-50 common money line or spread markets where you're getting where the sportsbook sees a lot of volume. These are the most popular bets, and they can see how a casual bettor would be betting on this, right? So in general, these are markets that are priced at -110 or -115 on both sides, so spreads and totals, or money line plays as well. Try to take the favorite. Try to look like a square. You don't want to look like a sharp. You want to look like a new bettor. And these are what the books love, these kinds of bettors. So that's one tip, is obviously try to look like a casual bettor. And to do this, for the first couple weeks of your account, just bet on these basic bets. Keep your sizes low, $20 a bet. And kind of start building out your reputation within the sportsbook as a casual bettor. And once you've done this for about 2 weeks or so, they're not going to be monitoring your activity anymore, and you can be on your way, and you can start doing the plus EV bets and really starting being profitable on the sportsbook. But in the beginning, keep it simple. Okay, and quickly, I would say this is 1A. Just another tip: if you don't want to risk being banned or limited at all, and you're strictly looking for plus EV bets or just taking advantage of bonuses, do not arbitrage bet. Okay, arbitrage betting is where you're taking both sides, one side on one sportsbook, the other side on the other sportsbook, and they're priced differently, so you can find like a little edge and you can basically guarantee a profit. Sportsbooks are looking for this. They understand how their odds compare to other books, and if they're seeing your bets come in on a specific line and there's a lot of people coming in on that line, they will understand that you are arbitrage betting, right? And they can see a pattern and a frequency of this, they're going to limit you. They're going to bet you. So if you're just trying to plus EV bet or take advantage of bonuses, just don't even try arbitrage betting. Tip number 2, pretty simple. Keep your sizes as if you're a casual bettor. So when I say sizes, I mean your bet sizes, right? So $25, $50, keep them low. And the one thing that a lot of people forget is you want to look like you're a casual bettor by the actual number, like the actual number that you're betting. So you don't want to be betting, $28.50 because the Kelly criteria on OddsJam told you to. You want to be betting basically numbers that end in 5 or 0. So you can do $25, you can do 50, those round numbers, common numbers that the sportsbook sees by casual bettors, and you'll fit right in. And another point just to add on the second one there is that if you're taking advantage of promotions where they're saying, okay, yeah, $50 max bet on this promotion, try not to max out that bet. So if they're saying, okay, you can bet, $50 or $100 on this specific bet that's like a boosted prop or whatever it may be, if it's 50, you should try to do 40 instead, right? Or 30. Take advantage of the boost, kind of take those profits, but don't quite max it out, because not that if you max it out, you're not going to be flagged and banned right away, but it makes you seem more casual, because any sharp bettor out there will obviously max out these boosted props because they know that it is plus EV. You need to get the money down, as much volume as possible. But a sharp bettor might not know, and a sharp bettor's bankroll might be so small that they can't max it out. So maybe think about doing this. It's not the end all be all, but it is a good strategy to not max out these boosted bets, and you could definitely be seen as a casual. Okay, third tip: stick to betting markets that casuals would bet on, right? NBA, NHL, NFL, MLB, European soccer, whatever, UFC, those are all fine. But if we're getting into Ukrainian table tennis and the Korean baseball league and all of these crazy markets, who bets on those? Do casual bettors really bet on those? No. Sharps do, and degens. And so, yeah, you could be seen as a degen, but I don't think that the sportsbook is going to be breaking it up between degen and sharp. They're just going to see you as a sharp bettor. They're going to see, okay, this guy sees value in this specific market, it's mispriced, and he's going to take it, right? Obviously, no one's actually watching that game, but you're betting on it because you see value, and sportsbooks don't want you to see value. They just want you to gamble. The fourth tip is just to be realistic with your expectations. If you're going to be betting on these small offshore sportsbooks that are, attracting you to use their service by giving you great bonuses and lots of value, constantly mispriced lines. Like, I know of tons of these. You're going to be limited quite early. And the reason why is because these sportsbooks, their business model is to attract sports bettors by these bonuses, by these mispriced lines, get their money in, and then limit them to a point where basically they catch you in the net, right? They see, okay, this bettor is taking advantage of all of these bonuses and mispriced lines. He's a sharp bettor. We're limiting his account. He no longer can take advantage of it. Whereas the casual bettor who comes on isn't taking advantage of those, and they leave it wide open. And so basically their business model is to leave the door open for casual bettors while removing, the sharp bettors. The fifth and final tip is to try to avoid making withdrawals, because when you withdraw on a betting account, obviously everyone does it because you want to cash out your profits for sure. But when you do so, it triggers, a review event for the sportsbook. They're going to look at your account, they're going to investigate it, or at least do a little bit of a check. And so that's just drawing attention to your account. So for me, I would recommend, if you are worried about being limited, if you've been limited in the past, if this is a common thing, and you're making new accounts on new sportsbooks, or you're using someone else's name or something, try not to withdraw too early. Try to keep it going for a bit longer, because that does signal the review process. All right, and that's it. Those are the top 5 tips and tricks to avoid being banned, and I will leave you with this because this is the reality. You're going to be banned and limited on a majority of sportsbooks if you are a profitable bettor. And that's totally fine, because if you are being limited and banned, it means that you are profitable and you're doing things correctly. And also, there are so many sports books out there, and the ones that actually matter, the ones that are solid companies in this space, do not straight up ban you. And if anything, they will limit you, but to a point where it's not that bad, right? Like, we're talking about being banned or limited to a point where it's not even worth betting. If you're being limited to $500 instead of $2,500, obviously it's unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. So just accept that you're going to be banned. You can put these strategies into place to, reduce the frequency of bans and, hopefully the intensity of them. But at the end of the day, we all do get banned and limited, and, it's just part of the industry. So keep that in mind, but, utilize these tips if you do want to try to avoid it. So hopefully you guys found it useful and enjoyed this video. Let me know if you like videos like this. I'll continue to make them. Subscribe for more, and we'll see you guys in the next one.